Hey, what's up guys, and welcome back to Anime King 2. And today I'm going to be giving you part 12 of What If Naruto Had the Unknown Sharingan. Remember to get this one to 100 like as usual, share this to all of your friends on your social media platform, and also go ahead and check out the new episode of What If Naruto Was a Vampire that I posted on this channel. And stay in tune because later on over on Anime King, I'm going to be posting a brand new episode of What If Naruto Had multiple people sealed inside of him. So go ahead and check it out and enjoy. And later on, I'm going to be posting a new episode of What If Naruto Returned Different after his training trip. So go ahead and stay in tune for that, and I hope you guys enjoy each and every episode. And remember, if you're new and this is the first time hearing my voice and you enjoyed videos on both Anime King and Anime King 2, go ahead and click that red subscribe button and become a part of the Anime King family. And thank you for all of your help and your support. And yeah, without further ado, let's begin this new episode. Start the intro.
I think the girls with their nails done now. Girls with their nails done. I think the girls with their
So, the last part we left off, Naruto was facing off against Sasuke as Sasuke drive his hand through Naruto's chest by accident as Naruto was plunging in the water. The fox then took control as he merged his and Naruto's chakra together, allowing the wound to heal quickly, and Naruto burst out of the water with the orange cloak around him as he quickly defeated Sasuke, as Sasuke was no match for him in that state, as Naruto had Sasuke pinned against the ground, as Sasuke pushed him off and said "Duck," as Sasuke saved Naruto as bones pierced right in his side, as Naruto turned as it was from Kabuto. Kabuto has took Kimimaro blood and experimented on himself as he gained the ability of Kimimaru's bloodline, as Naruto and Kabuto then battle as the both of them had their epic showdown, as Naruto summoned Reiga, the weapon that the Namikaze used that his father left behind. It was a staff that can conduct its own lightning, as Naruto started to get the upper hand on Kabuto. But Naruto was then getting weak as he had no more chakra left in his body, as Kabuto was about to kill him, but Naruto was thinking about his friends as he erupted in rage as he activated Susanoo and blocked Kabuto. As Kabuto was shocked, what is this power, he wondered, as Naruto started to beat the living crap out of him with his Susanoo, as he broke a lot of bones in Kabuto's body, as Kabuto collapsed on the ground. But then Naruto felt the drawback of the Susanoo as he collapsed and lost his Susanoo, as Kabuto created one last bone to kill Naruto as he wouldn't allow Naruto to live. But Kakashi was stopped by a teenager boy who appeared, as Kabuto knew that he had to retreat as this boy was a mutation of Kimimaro. He had the bloodline of the bone, but his bloodline was different. His bones were metal and his name was Masamune Sharingan, as Kabuto had to retreat. It was then that Kakashi arrived as he saw the boy, and Masamune told Kakashi his name, as he told that he weren't here to harm Naruto or Sasuke. In fact, his mission was to make sure that the Uchiha wasn't captured and that the Uzumaki was safe. But then out of the blue he attacked Kakashi, but he then stopped after hearing a girl's voice as a girl called out to him and told him to stop this madness and let's go, as he headed off as Kakashi rushed over to his students. So yeah guys, that was basically the last part we left off. You guys can switch across the place and check it out for yourself. So let's start this new episode. Slowly opening his eyes, Naruto saw trees passing him by quickly. His body was so numb that he didn't even realize that he was being moved. "Are you okay, Naruto?" said Kakashi. "Sensei," Naruto said as he was on Kakashi's back. Sasuke. "Don't worry, Guy is taking him to the village. He's a lot faster than me, so I wouldn't be surprised if he's already there," said Kakashi. And what about the others? Naruto asks. Gaara took them back to the village. They are critical, but the medics would have gotten to them on time. As Naruto let out a sigh of relief, hearing that his friends were getting help. Know that that was off of his mind, he felt unconsciousness creeping up on him again. Naruto! As Kakashi's voice snapped him out of his daze. I know that a lot of time has passed. That I have let pass. Since the, as Kakashi stuttered, incident. I know that I'm solely to blame for what happened to you. And instead of owning up to it and trying to make things right, I ran away like a coward. Naruto remained quiet, but his eyes were wide open. As I am right now, Kakashi continued, I could not face my teacher, my teammates, even worse, you. I let all of you down and nothing I can ever do to make up for all the pain that I caused you. But I am still going to try. For their memory and for you, I will try to make things right again. So what I'm trying to say, Naruto, I'm sorry, said Kakashi. Silence overtook them once again. For the next couple of minutes, only thing they heard was the bushes. As Naruto then slowly lifted his head off Kakashi's shoulder. You're late, he said, as he then passed out. Kakashi's eye widened at Naruto's word. For a moment there, he thought that he could not gain back Naruto's trust, but the tone behind it. As Kakashi then laughed. I'm sorry, I don't have an excuse for being late this time, said Kakashi. Time skip. Naruto was now on a soft bed as he slowly regained consciousness as he tried to stood up, as he opened his eyes, but his body wouldn't let him. Take it easy, said a voice. You're in no shape to stand up yet. There was a familiar voice in the room. As his eyes took in the room, Naruto saw who was sitting at his bed. You're Gaara's sister. Temari, he said. What are you doing here? He asked. A scoff came from her. Don't flatter yourself. I was drafted into staying. Gaara had to leave and he didn't want you to be left alone with your friends going back and front between your room and the others. Is Sasuke and the others alright? Naruto asked. As Naruto tried to get up again. I told you to not get up, Temari said, as she pushed him back down. Don't worry, your friends are alright. Calm down. The Hyuga is still under observation, but they already said that the worst already passed, she said. As Naruto relaxed hearing that. How long have I been out? He asked. As Temari leaned back on her chair. It's been 3 days since everything. The Inuzaka has already regained consciousness, while the Uchiha and the Nara has been in and out since yesterday, she added. As Naruto let out another sigh of relief. There was many times in the mission when he feared that not all of them would make it back alive. As he had to watch his friends fall one by one, he himself had to stare death in the face. But now, it was finally over. Thanks, he said. As he then looked at Temari. Now tell me how you're using this whole situation as an excuse, because you can't. Stop thinking about that kiss, said Naruto. A blush immediately spread on Temari's face, as she tried to find words to counter what he just said. Naruto, said a voice, before Temari could say anything. Looking at the door, they saw Sakura and Hinata hurrying into the room. Naruto, you're awake, said Sakura, as she threw herself on him and wrapped her arms around his neck. You idiot, I know you promised to bring Sasuke back, but that didn't mean you had to go and get yourself almost killed. Sakura shouted with her face buried on his shoulder. As he could feel tears start to leak on his shoulder. It's alright. We're all back and we're all fine, he said. You idiot, you idiot. She kept on repeating the same thing over and over again. Standing at the side, Hinata looked at the both of them as it took all of her self-control to not join Sakura and throw herself over Naruto as well. As he then turned and looked at Hinata. Hinata, I'm sorry for all the trouble we must have caused you. Because of us, both Kiba and Nechi got seriously hurt. No, you don't have anything to apologize for. I'm just glad that you're all alright, said Hinata, as Naruto nodded with a smile. Sometime later, please tell me you're drunk, said Tsunade. Well, I'm not completely sober, Jiraiya said with a smile. But that doesn't mean I'm not serious about this. I've been thinking it over for the last couple of days. And this is a solution I came up with, said Jiraiya. Solution? You call this a solution? Said Snavy. Calm down, said Jiraiya. Just think about it. With all that happened, this is the best course of action. With the threat of the Akatsuki group and Kakashi report about this stone missing ninja, we have to be very cautious about those two right now, said Snavy. Give me a little more credit, Snavy. Don't you think I already took those facts under consideration? Akatsuki has gone off the radar. They disappear like they never existed. Not quite sure what their reasons are, but they're clearly playing the waiting game right now. And I'm planning to use this chance to dig up more information about them, said Jiraiya. And what about the other one, said Snavy. Well, we don't have too much to go on that. All we know right now is that they're most likely a group with Masamune. And that girl can manipulate voice that Kakashi heard, and they're interested in both Naruto and Sasuke. I will check with my rock sources because that is the only thing we have right now, said Jiraiya. But in all honesty, I'm not too worried about them, he said. Because if they wanted to take him, they couldn't have asked for a better opportunity than what just happened. So after passing that up, I don't see them doing it, especially having Jiraiya, the legendary Toad Sannin, protecting him. So, now that your worries have been put to rest, Jiraiya said, I assume that you can go start the paperwork while I go talk to the kid. Tell me the truth, Jiraiya, said Snavy. What is this all about? Come on, don't make me spell it out, he said. As Snavy glare just increased. Alright, you can't tell me that you don't see the signs. What is happening with these kids is the same thing that happened with us and Orochimaru. As Snavy narrowed her eyes at that. Back then, you and I, and even Sarutobi Sensei was sure that nothing bad was going to happen because we thought that our bonds were so strong enough that nothing could break it, Jiraiya said. Well, now I know better than that, and I will be damned if I let Naruto go through the same pain that I went through. And this is how you're going to prevent that? Said Snavy. Trust me, what those two need right now is put some distance between each other. Time and room to grow without this competition between one another is exactly what they need right now. Very well, said Snavy. I will start the paperwork for the crazy plan of yours. When will you be leaving? She asked. As Jiraiya stood up, don't be in such a hurry to get rid of me, Snavy. I will have to ask the kid first if he's in. But I bet that he will say yes, said Jiraiya. Alright, see ya, he said, as he went through the window. Meanwhile, with Sasuke, the first thought came to his mind was, what is that wet sensation on his face? As he slowly opened his eyes to see an excited Akamaru. Damn it, Kiba, you and Akamaru are going to get us in trouble, said Sakura. Calm down, said Kiba, nothing bad is going to happen. I have had him hidden in my room for the last 2 days and they haven't realized he's here yet. I'm more worried about the doctors asking us to leave because of your screaming, Kiba said. While Sasuke hadn't fully get back in sight yet, he could hear something getting hit. Hey, watch it! That's no way to treat the guy who got a concussion. Saving your boyfriend's ass, Kiba complained, as there was a sound of another punch. As Sasuke looked at the end of his bed, as he could see Kiba rubbing his shoulder while Hinata trying to calm Sakura down. And that is two in less than 5 minutes. You owe me 100 Ryu, Shikamaru's voice said. Glancing at his side, Sasuke could see a bandaged Shikamaru and Naruto right next to him. As Naruto sighed, damn you Kiba, he said. Suddenly, Akamaru started to bark, redirecting everyone's attention towards Sasuke. Sasuke, you're awake, Sakura said, as she quickly rushed over and hugged him. Sakura, I can't breathe, he said, as she was holding onto his neck so tight. Sakura, just so you know, I have already fought too many criminals to keep him safe. So if you kill him now, you're on your own, said Naruto as a joke, as all of them gathered closer around Sasuke's bed. As Sakura pulled back and wiped away her tears. Well, I should kill him for all that he put us through, said Sakura, as Sasuke chuckled nervously. Sure, but then you will have to answer to Ino after she gets free from her family shop, said Shikamaru. Oh, no, that's a cat fight I wouldn't mind witnessing, Kiba said, as Sakura glared at him. As Sasuke took this chance and sat up. How long have I been unconscious, he asked. As Sakura turned towards him, you have been in and out of consciousness, but it has been 3 days since it happened, she said, as her voice was very quiet at the end. As Sakura knew that he was going to get some bad repercussions. Sasuke had fled the village without any permission or anyone watching him, and no matter how much Naruto reassured her that the new Hokage will take care of it, Sakura knew he was going to be punished. That's right, 3 days and I was the first one to wake up, Kiba said. I beat all of you, as Akamaru barked in agreement. That is only because your head is used to concussions, probably being dropped so much as a baby, said Shikamaru in a muffled voice, as everyone chuckled, as Kiba glared at Shikamaru. As everyone quieted down, as Sakura sit down right beside Sasuke, now everything can go back to the way it was, she said. No, not everything, said Sasuke, as everyone turned and looked back at Sasuke. What do you mean? Asked Sakura. As Sasuke turned towards Naruto, you remember what I said before the fight? I wasn't kidding. As Kiba looked over at them in confusion. There was a bunch of fights back there. Could you be more specific? Why don't we chalk that up to a moment of stupidity, said Naruto. Trust me, everyone here already know how big of a moron you could be, said Naruto in a serious tone as he glared at Sasuke, as he really was going to continue with that crap. What are you guys talking about? Sakura asked, as Sasuke's eyes remained on Naruto. Before we fought, I told Naruto if I lost, and he brought me back to the village, I would quit being a shinobi, and I lost. As the entire room gasped as they were shocked. You two fought? Shikamaru said. Yeah, that was a little detail no one else need to know, said Naruto. As Sasuke looked down, realizing that Naruto did not tell everyone what happened at the end, and he didn't want to see that look on Sakura's face, but it doesn't matter. As he then looked back up, yes, it doesn't matter, as I told you back then, as soon as I get out of here, I will quickly request a discharge. It is the best I can do after, but he was cut off, as he got a smack across the face. For several seconds, Sasuke didn't understand what happened, as he found his head turned to the side, and a stinging sensation on his face. You stupid bastard, Sakura screamed. After everything that you did, everything that you put us through, you simply don't get to walk away, she declared, staring down at a stunned Sasuke, as her palm was red. Do you even realize the real consequences of your little stunt? Do you even understand that Naruto and the others risked their life for your sake? Outside of the room, a couple nurses and others were starting to peep in, wondering what is going on. No, said Sakura, you never consider the time to think about those things. Because all you do is wallow in your own self-pity and wait for others to feel sorry for you so you can have your way. But not anymore. This time, I will tell you what you're going to do. You're going to apologize for being a whiny, self-centered jackass. Or, so help me God, I'm going to take that pretty little head of yours and shove it so far into the ground. We will all be joining by the time you dig it out. You understand? Sakura said as she pressed hard on Sasuke's forehead with her finger. In his surprising state, all that Sasuke could do was nod. I am sorry, everyone, he said, as silence reigned over the room as no one said a word. She's just like Snally, said a voice, as everyone turned. You're Jiraiya, Kiba said, one of the legendary Sanins. The one and only, Jiraiya said as he thrust his open palm forward in one of his poses. As Naruto waved it off, what are you doing here, Erosanin? He asked. Is this the way you treat someone who just wants to check up on how his hurt little student is doing after a dangerous mission? When you say it in such a creepy way, yes it is, said Naruto. As Kiba gasped, how can you talk to a legend like that? Yeah, this one I like, said Jiraiya, as a big smile came on Kiba's face. but I do have a reason for coming here. I'm going on a little research trip. And by that, I mean a mission outside the village. And I was thinking, I might like some company for it, said Jiraiya. So, how about it, Sasuke? Jiraiya said, as everyone's eyes went wide. What? They all said. Time skip. 1 week later. It's not fair. It's not fair. Kiba, can you get over it already? Said Ino. It's been a week already. But it's not fair, as Ino smacked him across the back of the head. Ouch, that hurt, Kiba said. I am serious here. Someone need to explain to me how Sasuke threw a hissy fit and run away from the village, but instead of being punished, he gets training from one of the legendary Sanins, Kiba said in anger. As everyone sighed. That's it, said Kiba. Tomorrow I'm running away. Go ahead, said Shikamaru. I bet not even Akamaru goes out to look for you. As everyone started to laugh, as they were at the gate, as Jiraiya was signing the papers, for Sasuke to accompany him. You have everything that you will need, right? Sakura asked Sasuke. Yes, but I'm not sure why I need to bring a pair of earmuffs, said Sasuke. A scoff escaped Naruto, trust me, they will come in handy, he said. Well, it's done, said Jiraiya. Anyways, Sasuke, say your goodbyes. As Sasuke nodded to his new teacher, as he then turned and faced his friends. So, I guess this is it, huh? Reaching into his pockets, Naruto pulled out the Mangekyou scroll. Here, parting gift, he said. Sasuke's eyes widened slightly as he noticed the Uchiha symbol. Thanks, he said as he took the scroll. I have something for you too, he said. As he gave Naruto a folded paper. I am not asking you for anything, but I do hope that you sign it by the time I get back. As Naruto took the paper and opened it, as his eyes widened, it was a shinobi change of address. For Naruto to officially change his address to the Uchiha compound. Thank you, Naruto said. As Sakura then spoke, you'll be back, right Sasuke? You promised that you will be back. As Sasuke gave her a warm smile, do I have a place to return to? He asked. Always, she said. Then I promise I'll come back. As he said goodbye to the rest of his comrades, as he went through the gate. As him and Jiraiya headed off. Time skip. A girl was lying down on the ground, as a lot of debris was threatening to crush her. But a boy with blonde hair and blue eyes was standing over her, as a pipe burst through his back and was coming through his stomach, as blood was leaking off his face. As he was holding up all the debris over her. You need to get out of here, the boy said, as she looked at him with her purple eyes. I said go, he shouted, as the girl didn't want to move, as the boy grabbed her kimono and threw her out of there. No, Shin screamed as she jumped up from her futon. It was a dream. She was a priestess of Demon Country, as she was alone in the temple. It was the dead of night. As she looked around, everything was so calm. After several minutes of trying to catch her breath, she finally calmed down. As she lay back down on the futon, that vision again, that boy, Shin said, as she fell asleep. Meanwhile, at Training Ground 17, the ground shook as Naruto slammed his feet into the ground as a steel pipe pushed him back. I am sorry, Naruto, said a toad. As Naruto was pushed all the way on the other side of the clearing as the toad lowered his spike pole. Stop worrying, said Naruto, I'm fine. Are you sure you will not prefer another training partner, Naruto-sama? The toad asked. Naruto shook his head. We've already been over this. You're the best one for this. Now, let's go again. As dark blue chakra started to emanate from Naruto's body and shape itself into a humanoid form. It has been 3 months since Sasuke left the village. During that time, Naruto and his friends have been pushing themselves in training, and Naruto know how to summon Susanoo at will right now. As the Susanoo started to develop, it also had hair on its head, which Gamakashi said looked like the fourth Hokage, as the toad and the avatar sent shockwave through the area. After a few minutes, Naruto collapsed on the ground, as he realized, rather than Tsukuyomi or Amaterasu, the Susanoo took a toll on his body. and it left him tired and drained. "I think we're done for today." "Okay, Naruto-sama," said the toad. "I will be going on a mission today, and it will be probably some time before we can train again," said Naruto. "Thanks for all your help. Give my regards to the boss." As the toad nodded, "See you soon," as he poofed away. As Naruto got up and walked towards one of the trees, as he sat down and leaned up against it. As he still had a few hours before his mission start, so right now he will just relax. Naruto has also realized something. The fox has gone completely silent ever since his battle with Sasuke at the Valley of the End, as Naruto could no longer feel the Bijuu's presence inside of him. Sometime at night he would wake up as he heard the Kyuubi calling out to him, as he called back out, but he received no response. Closing his eyes, Naruto tried to focus on the fox, trying to find any trace of it. Instead, he fell asleep. "Naruto," said a voice. "Naruto," as he felt a tap on his forehead. "Naruto," as he opened his eyes, as he found his teammate hovering over him. "Where the hell were you?" she asked. "We were supposed to meet at the bridge an hour ago. We're gonna be late," as Naruto stood up, as he realized he has been asleep for hours. "Sorry, I must have been more tired than I thought," he said, as he stretched. Sakura shook her head in disbelief. "I have told you 100 times you're overdoing it. But since you won't listen, I won't waste my breath anymore. Now come on, we're going to be late," she said, as she started to walk off. "I already said I'm sorry," said Naruto, as he followed behind her. By the time they left the training ground, all of her anger vanished. "You need to take better care of your body, Naruto. Training all day and stopping to eat 10 bowls of ramen is not healthy. You have been in medicine training for what, a month now? And since then, all you have been doing is lecturing me on everything that I do. And for the record, I only ate 10 bowls because Choji dared me that he could finish his faster." As Sakura glared at him, as the both of them continued in silence for a couple more minutes, as Sakura then asked, "Have you heard anything from Sasuke?" About 3 weeks ago, when Naruto summoned the toad gave him a letter that was addressed to him and Sakura. It was from Sasuke. The letter was quite short. He was doing okay health-wise. They were somewhere near the hidden waterfall. They were going towards the border of the Earth country. The rest of the letter was Sasuke complaining about, besides some basic drills, he have yet to see any real training. As Sasuke complained that Jiraiya has spent the last 2 months jumping from casinos to brothels, which leads Sasuke sitting at the door waiting for his teacher to be done, or at least get kicked out. In their response back, Sakura gave a detailed description of everything that happened in the past 2 months with their friends and their training. For Naruto, he simply just laughed at Sasuke as he wrote that Jiraiya will drag him all around and bring him to all sorts of crap. But other than that, there wasn't any other letter. "Sorry, there wasn't any letter this time," said Naruto, as Sakura sighed in disappointment. "But if you wanted to, I can ask the toad to pass a letter towards him next time." "Yeah, maybe," she said. As the two continued their way towards the Hokage's office, Naruto's thoughts drifted on the last 2 months. Lee and Neji came out of the hospital as they were back to normal, as Lee went on a crazy training schedule, and to everyone's surprise, Neji actually joined him. And with the Sand siblings, after their peacekeeping mission, Gaara and his siblings were promoted to the ranks of Chunin, and Gaara kept in touch, as a friendship has sprouted between the two Jinchurikis. Sakura herself decided to train to become a medic nin, as she didn't want to stand at the side anymore and wait there helplessly while her two teammates risked their life. It was Naruto who went and talked to Tsunade as he convinced her to train Sakura, but Shizune will be the one to teach Sakura the basics before she could move up to the real deal, that was Tsunade. And then there was Kakashi. Things have changed, but both Naruto and him were still uneasy, despite Kakashi apologizing when Naruto got out of the hospital, and he apologizing on his way back to the village with Naruto on his back. But things was still uneasy with the both of them. Sakura tried to help by excusing herself from one of their missions, forcing the both of them to go by themselves. But things seem to be getting better. Kakashi had even offered to teach Naruto the Chidori, but seeing that Naruto wasn't adept to lightning chakra, he wouldn't be able to, as Kakashi was sad about that. But Kakashi was quite impressed that Naruto had created his own fire jutsu. They even joked a bit about Naruto teaching his teacher the Hawiyaku one of these days. As for himself, Naruto has dedicated all of his free time to his training. Kakashi has also begun to train Naruto, as Naruto has learned the blaze release with the Amaterasu flames. But ever since Naruto used that power from the fox, it seemed like he could no longer connect back with that power. It seemed like it was cut off along with the fox. What do you think this mission is going to be? Sakura asked, as they made their way to the Hokage's tower. Who knows, said Naruto. When Naruto and Sakura got to the tower, they saw Team Guy, except for the instructor, and also Shino with Tsunade and Shizune. Kakashi is starting to rub off on you too. You guys are late, said Tsunade. Feel free to stab me through the heart if I start reading those itchy books, said Naruto, as he then turned to the others. What are you guys doing here? The reason for us being here should be obvious to you, Naruto, Shino said. It's because we're also partaking in this mission. Yosh! We all get to go together. Isn't that exciting? Said Lee. Jeez, Lee, calm down, said Tenten. As Tsunade cleared her throat, I have gathered you all here because both of your teams has been assigned a mission in Demon Country together. Since Uchiha Sasuke is away from the village, Shino will be taking his place for the time being. Tsunade-sama, where is Kakashi-sensei or Guy-sensei? Asked Sakura. They will not be coming on this mission. In fact, it will just be the 6 of you. We're doing a mission without our Jonin instructors? Tenten asked, as she was surprised to hear that. As a small laugh escaped Shizune, usually, we would not send kids on this mission, but you have to say, you kids are not ordinary kids. I am sure you will be alright on your own, she said. If I could continue, said Tsunade, I'm assigning this mission to the leadership of Neji, who has been promoted to Chunin. What? Neji said in surprise. Now, you are to provide protection service while you are there. This mission is expected to last at least 2 months. Bodyguard duty? Naruto complained. More than a month? This would definitely affect my training, Neji muttered. Oh? You guys are not satisfied with a mission like this? Said Tsunade. Okay then, I guess I will have to look for another team of genin who would like to be Fujikage Yuki bodyguards. What? All 6 of them said, including Shino. But guys, and be ending this episode right here. If you want to see the next part of this, you already know what to do. Like, subscribe, comment down below, and turn that bell notification to stay posted. Remember to share to all of your friends in social media platform. And also, stay in tune for what if Naruto had multiple people sealed inside of him that I'm going to be posting over on Anime King. And later on, I'm also going to be posting a new episode of what if Naruto returned different after his training trip. And on this channel, I post a new episode of what if Naruto was a vampire. So go ahead and check out that and enjoy. And remember guys, if you're new and this is the first time hearing my voice, and you enjoy the videos on both Anime King and Anime King 2, just take 5 seconds out of your precious time and click that red subscribe button and become a part of the Anime King family guys. And thank you for all of your help and your support. And yeah, without further ado, I'm out for now. See you guys over at Anime King. Peace.